Okay, I'll see if I can do this one-handed and see if it'll work. So this is my little Games Workshop tool. It's got a little blade bit on the end, sort of flat, and this sort of paddle on the end. So what I'll do is I have a little cup of water and I'll dip it, tap it to get excess water off, and then I go to the edges and do my best to, what are you doing? Do my best to flatten these edges out so that there's no seams. I hope that was actually aimed right. I'm not exactly watching what my phone's doing. So I'll try and blend it as best I can before trying to detail it. So what I did was I got a sausage of green stuff and it sort of joined here and it sort of went a bit excess up over here. You can see where it joins. I just sort of like roll over it a little bit and can sort of disguise that with the detail that I do later. And then just sort of try and work around to, I'm going to need to flatten it down a little bit more. So I'll just wet the tip of my finger. Once it's like pushed onto the existing green stuff, it's pretty viscous, so, or sticky, so once it's on there, you can work with water to smooth bits out pretty well. But beforehand, if there's a moist bit, like say just here where there's excess water, if I were to, or there's that little bit there, if I were to try and squish that down, it just doesn't want to stick, because it's wet and it just won't cooperate. So once you've sort of got it pressed good style on the existing frame, you can use your fingers to push it around, smooth it out, and then get to work with I guess your little tool. So what I do is, like, because this here is existing, I'll first do this to try and get that in line first, and then I'll try and mold it around. So I'm using this flat paddle sort of bit and just using the tip to run along the creases to try and get some continuation from the existing folds. I apologize if the video's crap. I'm not looking at what I'm doing through my phone. I'm sort of going a bit tunnel vision on the model and not paying much attention to what the camera's doing. And the really fortunate thing about doing skin detailing is your skin is so random that you can just sort of run over it like this and it'll so long as there's no sort of super abrupt chunks, like say down here there's that sort of a little bit of a nub just there, and maybe just there and there that are a bit rough, but I guess given it's going to be sort of deadish sort of flesh, I could pass that off as sort of dried and really nasty sort of flesh. It'll add some kind of randomized sort of texture once I paint it. So basically this is what I've been doing with all of these. Basically all the detailing on this is just using the tip of this, or say for example with, I don't know if you can see it, but with this line here I used the tip of, I used, where am I going? Tip of this and went through it to create more of a thicker sort of cut, just like if I were using a knife to get it a bit deeper, and then just go over it again to push it more down in the gaps and whatnot. And also try and think of how, I guess, because this eyeball, well, it's not an eyeball, but I mean, I want it to look like an eyeball. I imagine what kind of structure or form could be underneath the skin, so that when I'm doing stuff like this part, I want it to have that tangible behavior that the skin would have. So yeah, this is basically all I do, which is, it's pretty basic. I'm just pulling this out of my ass really. I randomly figured out how to do it by doing like the lips and stuff. So yeah. Yeah, and that's basically how I do it. And then because it's all soft, with the joints I can blend it together so that it looks like one piece in that respect to that piece, but when it comes to the harder bit and the softer bit, it's a bit more challenging, but it can sort of disguise it with a bit of extra attention. And then I expect, if needed, I should be able to disguise it a bit when I paint it. Just chucking some random creases in, just for minor effect, I guess. And then I'll take a photo when I'm done. So yeah, that's essentially what I do. I apologise for my mouth breathing. Just doing the whole, my face is like 3 inches away from my phone. I just keep trying to maintain the distance with my hand. I'm sort of holding my my water cup with the hand that's holding the phone, and my head's just creeping closer and closer to try and get a better look at this, so my face just keeps getting closer. And then I guess the closer I get, the more I start going. I'm tempted to do that for like the next 30 seconds. Anyway, that's what I do. So yeah, I don't know if Instagram does videos anymore, so this might upload, it might not, but yeah, that's essentially focus. That's essentially what I've done with all of this focus. All of this down here, all around the eyes, pretty much. And all of this other detailing down here. I'm going to try and make this here look a bit more fleshy, though, if I can actually aim the damn camera right, because like I want it to go from like fleshy sort of tongue to grow up into sort of wood bark sort of thing, but another time. So yeah, thanks.